Hello, good morning. Welcome to live stream. Jason Laster, Tazewell, Tennessee is not here yet. So I didn't actually have an email confirmation with him this morning. We had an email exchange on Thursday. And I guess subconsciously I was thinking that was good enough. Maybe it wasn't. So I'm not sure he's going to be here. I see in the chat rooms, well, it says 6 concurrent viewers. One of those would be me. 2 likes already. Thank you so much. Hello to Garen. Garen. Sorry. Hello to Darren Gilholm, Zobrano, Chris Garrett, and Sane Goat. Good to see you all. So I'm figuring that if we don't have Jason today, we'll check out to see how those adjustments went for posting links into comments on videos, and probably a few other things we can come up with to talk about, take a look at, and do. I'm looking at something here on computer 3 that I think might be showing. Let's see if I can find that. So if you have any questions or subjects in the chat room, you can go ahead and bring those up as we're looking for methods to stall until Jason either gets here or doesn't. Let's see. Let me try doing this. I'm purposely not telling you what I'm trying to do for a reason. So we don't want to do that. Let's do no, that's not going to work. Let's see. Looking back at chat, I see Sangoat, hello friends, and then Echo. Echo, is that hello? And Gary's here. I am outside. Hello. Hi, Gary. Oh, AVDW check. The watch is on the ground, is on there, so I need you to tell me if the audio and visual is coming through okay. And somebody test the DVR. I think I already said it. I'm seeing 9 concurrent viewers now. And I'm looking over here at a screen trying to find something in Facebook that I wanted to, it just dawned on me to show this. And I don't want to try describing it if I don't find it. Yeah, boy, I'm not seeing it. I probably scrolled right past it. All right, so moving on. Gary says, everything fine, video, audio, and DVR works. Very good. So Jason's not here yet, for those of you who haven't heard that yet. If I bring up, I'll prove it to you. Here's the Zoom screen. He's not there. I did send an email to him just before going live, thinking maybe he doesn't have the link. There's been that issue before. And maybe actually when I went live that it would have sent him a reminder. So let's see, is there anyone in the chat that I gave those extra authorizations to yesterday? I think I did with Chris. I'll go over here and look at computer number 2 and go check into that. So we were working yesterday on the problem of links or comments that include links disappearing from the comment section in videos, not chat. If there any link that has that is outside of YouTube, the whole comment get deleted, where the user could put in the comment and see it for a while and then it disappears even for that user. So let's see, that was in community. And let's see. Yeah, Chris Garrett. Chris Garrett is here, and I added him as an approved user yesterday. So we tried adding people as approved users and removing this checkmark block links. That did not solve the problem yesterday, but I thought maybe it takes a little while for that to propagate across their servers. So Chris, if you would, while we're waiting, I'd like you to go to that video that we were working with yesterday, not the live stream that we're doing today, but it was this one that was, let's see, I think it was an upload, wasn't it? The Acer. Yeah, so I'm going to paste a link into the chat here in a moment. So you can use that link to go to that video, then try pasting a comment on that video with a link that goes outside of YouTube. I don't care what website you use, any website would seem to work. And other people in the chat room, you could try this. Click on that link, that'll take you to that video. I'm going to show that right here. It takes you to this video. Scroll down into the comments and add a public comment. And I think this is even true for me, I think. This is a link outside of YouTube. Let's see, yesterday I used pge.com. That's our local utility service. That's got to be fairly simple, right? And then click comment. So any of you can go to this video now in another tab on your computer and check to see if you see this link. Now you might need to change this sort by to newest first, because we know definitely that you're going to see more comments if you do that, and the newest comment's going to be at the top. So the one that I just put in, you don't have to scroll down. If you don't see this comment at the top, then this is still not working. Let's see, now when I do this, I seem to lose the chat window. When I go bouncing around like that. See, it's not there anywhere. If I minimize all this other stuff, do I eventually get to the chat window? No, I don't. This is weird. Okay, let's go back to the video on hand and click to restore chat, and then I can go again to pop out chat and maximize it. Control plus sign to zoom that in a bit and see. Okay, so Chris says he posted a link. Sane Goat saw the link. Darren, yes, I assume that means he saw the link. Now let's see if it sticks, because that's another thing that was happening. It would be there for a while and then it would go away. Let's see, it's on. I need to go bring that up on a new tab, I guess. I'm going to come into it this way, because when I clicked on that link, it seemed to take me away, break me away from the chat. So here's that video. I'm going to pause it. Come down here. Now every time I go into it, I've got to change this sort order again to newest first. And I am not seeing the one from Chris. So Chris, if you'll refresh your screen on that video, I'm thinking you're going to find that it's gone. Mine is still here. Now wait a minute, mine is still here. You guys are probably maybe seeing my comment. Maybe I get to do this. Maybe YouTube's not blocking mine. Okay, Chris posted a link. Sangoat saw the link. Darren saw the link. Chris sees my link. Sangoat says, and it went to video. So he clicked the link that one of them posted. Mine was, Chris did an eBay link. Looks okay. I did. You're still there. Mine is gone now. So Chris is saying his is gone now. So he posted a link to a site outside of YouTube. It stayed visible for a while, and now it's gone. And I won't be surprised to find that mine goes away too. And I'm thinking this is a recent change of YouTube that YouTube has made. Now, I'm still seeing my link here. That's 3 minutes ago. Chris is saying his is gone. Yeah. Yeah. YouTube apparently, my deduction, and I can understand the business decision behind it. YouTube's sole number one priority is to keep people on their platform watching videos. They used to let us post links outside of YouTube, but I'm guessing that their analytics have shown too many people are actually going away and not coming back quickly. I would think. So no, Chris, I don't think it's a glitch. I'm deducing it. I don't know. And they do make changes without announcing them. I'm thinking that they decided they don't want to make it so easy for people to leave YouTube. And so they've taken that away. And it's some people will get very upset about that, saying, no, it's our right to post. No, it's not your right. They're a private, for-profit business. Well, publicly owned, but they're a profit-oriented business, and they have rights to make changes as they need to. And I am thrilled to have the opportunity because I don't have to pay to reach an audience. I don't have to pay money to them to reach an audience. Now, once my channel gets to a point where it can be monetized, which I've got to go like 15 more subscribers to get to that point, then I can start making money, and they'll take a portion out of that. They'll take 30%. Personally, I think that's a bargain. There's no other platform that you can go to now that will get you the number of views that YouTube will get. There's other platforms that you can keep more of the money. And of course, there's other ways that you can make donations to a content provider. Like Carrie's got several different ways to contribute to him. So let's see, YouTube glitch. No, yours still there. So I'm guessing that he means mine is still there. They want you to watch YouTube videos. I don't believe it. Yeah, I think that's a sarcastic comment. They want you to watch YouTube videos? I don't believe it. Why would YouTube care about that? Yeah, I'm covering that comment with my silly picture-in-picture. Well, you know what? Actually, I can, since Jason's not here, I can go adjust the picture-in-picture. So I click on my picture-in-picture scene here and turn on camera 1 and turn off the Zoom meeting. So that makes my picture smaller. And come back to computer number 2. Ooh, that was a little glitchy. That's a little glitchy. Oh, I got an exclamation mark on my Stream Deck. It doesn't want to go there. Now I got impatient and punched another button just when it went. Just when it worked. Yeah. If you get 15 more, they will not necessarily start the monetization. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely right, Sango. They say at least. Now, as long as we kind of been the last few days, we've kind of been looking at some YouTube stuff. Let's go explore a little bit for those of you who don't know this. So I'll go back to the YouTube Studio, and any of you can get into, all of you have a YouTube Studio of your own, even if you're not posting content. If you come up here to your profile icon in the upper right and choose YouTube Studio, you're not seeing it there now because I'm not in it. So let's go show the whole thing. So if I go to youtube.com, now actually I shouldn't go to my channel. If you're in YouTube watching a video, you should have your profile icon up here in the upper right. You click on that with the left mouse button, click on YouTube Studio, and you should have this same screen. Now, there may be more options on my screen because I am a verified or validated or something like that content creator. So here it shows I'm at 983 subscribers. But of course, you also see that when you're watching a video of mine or anywhere you see my channel information, the Tech Tales that I did this morning is ranking 9 out of 10 for the last number of videos that have ranked. And then if I come down to, let's see, monetization right here. And so this shows 4,000 watch hours are required. I achieved that a long time ago. I have 10,900 public watch hours, 1,000 subscribers required. That doesn't necessarily promise I will get monetized at that point. And I'm not going to stress about it. We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay, so yours is still there. They want to watch. Yeah, okay. So that's all there. So we found that the links are still not working. And so what else are we going to talk about or do? This computer over here is one of those gaming computers, but I did a video recently showing you all the games that were on it. Oh, here's what we could do. Here's what we could do. This computer, this is a troubleshooting issue. Oh, Chris says yours is gone. Chris is saying my link is gone. Let me go see if it's gone for me. So I'm going to put out a video. Here it is. I need to put out a video announcing this to the community because my recent searches about why are my links, comments with links disappearing, it just, nothing helps. Nothing is right. It's all things about how to hide links in where I showed you in the channel configurations. Nothing about this subject. So refreshing that, pause that, scroll down. Oh, mine is still there for me. You might have to change the sort by to show newest first in order to see it. If I change top comments, yeah, I still see it. That's probably because it's from me. But if this is true, then it might be that the access rights for the Google account has something to do with it. And Bertlin was suggesting that yesterday, but I'm unwilling to do that. I'm unwilling to give you administrator rights to my Google account, right? Those rights are not issued on YouTube profile. They are Google account. So that's just way too far to go. Only 4 likes. Sangoat says, let's get that up. You must be a student of Catherine's. Thank you so much, Sangoat. I'm looking at 7 concurrent viewers and 4 likes. Sangoat says your link still shows in live chat. No, okay, live chat is not the question. That link up here, this whole conversation is not about posting links in live chat. This is about posting links in comments on a video. Entirely different subject. But as a matter of fact, now that you mentioned that, let's test that. So all of you who are helping with this test, just go ahead and post a link in the chat, in the live stream chat, that's outside of YouTube. I'm not going to go to the links. I just want to see if they'll stick in live chat. As far as more watching and likes being lower, when I am on the phone, I do not see the like button. Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. When you're doing YouTube on a phone, you're not seeing a like button. That's interesting. I didn't know that. So maybe that's, I know that I see it when I'm watching a video on my phone, but it's been a long time since I've watched a live stream, so I have no idea what that's like. Chris, he's talking about the Tech Tales video 98. That's where we're doing that linking test. So here Chris has put a link to eBay, and that's showing up. Let's see if that sticks. I would like for a couple other people to do that too, if you're willing. But this, and in the meantime, while we're waiting for that, this laptop, I think, is going to be a fun troubleshooting experience. And we can do that now, assuming that Jason doesn't show up. Jason has a really good subject to talk about today. I was really looking forward to this because we've had some email exchanges. Well, let me go ahead and tell you about that because I put it into the description. So I'm going to go review the description of this live stream video. So let's get to that one over here somewhere, starting a PC service. Yeah, so this is this video, and it's going to do that screen and screen thing, and I'll scroll down here, and this will stop that. So here's the description. All of this text is description for this week's session with Jason. And he and I had emails back and forth on Thursday, and we almost did a live session that would have been on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday for this issue. So he says he's done a job installing a graphics card for a customer, and it's AMD Radeon. Listen, this is so cool. He's referring to a customer. I did a job for a customer. This new PC support business he's doing. I love that. It's an AMD Radeon HD 7670. Installation went smooth. The PC booted up fine with no issues. The only issue that I ran into was the Radeon graphics software for the drivers for the graphics didn't work. I think I may have to go to Device Manager, uninstall them, reinstall drivers. Any other ideas to help with this? It runs fine other than this. I sent an attachment of the pop-up that I get even though it has an AMD graphics card installed. Yeah, I forgot to get you that. Oh, that's a photo. So let me go find that photo. I'm going to blur the screen here. Let's see. I'll get back to that. That was on Thursday, which was August, what, 6th, 5th? Or was it? Yeah, I think it was Thursday that we started, or maybe it was Friday. Yeah, it was Friday, the 6th. So I said that wrong earlier. So here's the photo. So he's got a photo here of the error on the screen. So let's zoom into that. And it just simply says, no AMD graphics driver installed. Or the AMD driver is not functioning properly. Please install the AMD driver appropriate for your AMD hardware. So let's go back and read on. And I replied to him, this should be a conversation rather than an email because there's a lot of possibilities. Ideally, we do this during a live stream with the computer present. If not that, then we have a conversation during a live stream. Do you need this before Sunday, or can we do it then? And also we could, I thought somewhere along the line, I said, it doesn't have to be a live stream. We could do a recorded conversation. It doesn't even have to be Zoom. I gave him a phone number. You can call in from a regular phone, dial a regular phone number, and I can record it so that becomes content for the channel. Because frankly, I'm not willing to do lengthy tech support over emails for an individual. My channel is for creating content that people can watch. Eventually, I earn money from it. This is part of my business. It's not just giving free tech support away, and I think he understands that. I'm not trying to make the point towards him, but so some way or another, questions by email are absolutely fine, but let me have a way to turn it around into a video with you, not me just helping you and then later making a video telling about how I helped. The actual help, the actual interaction needs to become a video somehow. And there's many ways we can do that. So under that, guys, I'm open for business. I'm open for free tech support. So here he's contacting me back. Now, and he didn't say, hey, Doug, every time. I didn't say, hey, Jason. I'm just giving you the clue that this is another email. And I haven't put all of the email exchanges we had. There are other emails back and forth that I didn't think were significant. I do think that's a good subject for Sunday. I did some research on the driver issues, so I may be able to accomplish this. Another subject, getting into UEFI settings when you don't have the option to go into it on boot. And I told him that you don't have to wait till you see, I did send him an email. You don't have to wait to see the message pop up on the screen telling you what keys to press. Just keep tapping on them during the reboot and you should be able to get in. It's past 5:30 p.m. for me. I may have to wait till Sunday for our session. Hopefully I don't seem pushy to you, not intentional. I might have just come across a solution that I didn't check before trying the software. There's a 32-bit and a 64-bit version of it, meaning the driver. So I have some checks to do. This did get me thinking through the process again. You're a huge help. Hi Jason, glad that helped. I don't mind calls for help as needed if I can turn it into a video that actually makes for good content. Hey Doug, hopefully next time I run into an issue I'll have some more flexibility. I think I did skip a step. So when I go back tomorrow, which would be yesterday, I'll know for sure. And Sunday we can do a review if that's something you'd like to do. Oh, absolutely. When I got home after putting in that GPU, oh, I love this part. I was so excited that I got an opportunity to do a job for someone. It's exciting. Thanks again, Doug. Thrilled to see Jason's progress. Disappointed to not hear from him today. And like I said, could have been my neglect for sending him an email confirmation this morning. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Any number of things could be. So let's get back into chat here and pop out chat because, again, I lost that chat window somehow. And let's maximize this. Oh, there he is. I've got an email from him. I'm going to blur the screen. I'm going to go take a look. My phone just beeped at me saying I've got an email from him. Let's go see I'm going to go see what's up. I'm not going to display the email until I check on it. Let's see. I apologize for not letting you know sooner. I had something important come up and was unable to do our Zoom meeting today. I'm sorry for that. No problem, Jason. Thank you for the email. At least I know that you're okay. Nothing tragic has happened to you. You have no obligations towards me. So no sweat. We're fine with that. Let's see. I guess I didn't. Does that exposes an email? Zoom session. I don't need to show you guys the email. You know that. So now there's the chat. Still accessible. So he's not going to be with us. Now let's do a thing here. Let's do a little test. There's a CPU numbers and GPU numbers at the bottom of my screen. And since Jason's not coming in, I'm going to exit from Zoom and see if that improves my numbers, because Zoom is running on my streaming computer right now. There's no call right now, so it's not taking up a lot of use, but I'm going to right click on the Zoom icon in the taskbar and choose close all windows. So I'm seeing CPU and GPU numbers are 49, 47, 45, 47, 48. I saw 51. Okay, now close all windows for Zoom. So we were in the high 40s and low 50s. So now 44, 44, 47, 48, 43. There's a 52. Just briefly. So there's less 50s now that I've ended Zoom. And then I'm going to close the countdown timer app and close that window. We're in the mid 40s before closing it. The CPU bounced up to actually close it, and still kind of mid 40s. Oh, a little bit lower, low 40s maybe. Okay, so not a huge difference. The Google Earth thing that was running during the pre-show, I did not have Google Earth open in the background. That was an MP4 video file created from Google Earth, and my streaming software was just playing that video. Let's see. Okay, so get looking at these. Chris, I probably am not looking good for the like button. I use computer mostly. I'm like Carrie Holzman. Phones are made for talking. Yeah, I'm not. I heard Carrie say that the other day about turning the phone off and how people are slaves to phones. I'm not a slave to my phone. It beeps a lot at me through the day, but I have configured it to remind me of certain things through the day. I take a quick look at it so that flashes on my mind, but I don't divert my attention to it. I'm not looking at Facebook notices or Twitter notices or things like that. I'm not getting distracted reading things. It serves me. I don't serve it, but it's pretty much always with me, and I use it as my second brain. Seriously. And so I use it for a lot other than talking, and in a very productive, useful way. Sorry, I'm on mobile. You know what? Let me say something else about this. We kind of got off on the likes. Catherine came in, love her for it, pushing people to like the videos. I'm not super concerned about that because the YouTube algorithm, I'm convinced, some people disagree with me, I'm convinced the YouTube algorithm, what it really cares about is, do people watch the videos? So let's take Timothy Simmons. I don't know who that is. Well, I'm picking on Timothy Simmons. Let's say he watches one of my videos, and then YouTube shows him another one of my videos, and he watches it. He never subscribes. He never likes. But every time YouTube suggests one of my videos, he watches it. What's going to happen? YouTube's going to keep showing him my videos, meaning I'm going to get the views from him. I'm going to get the credit that's going to apply to once my channel is monetized. And what YouTube really cares about is that people watch the videos. Now, if somebody sees me post a video and they go click on it just long enough to click the like button and then they don't watch it, YouTube knows that. The like does not count towards monetization. It does not count towards any credits in YouTube of any sort whatsoever. It does, maybe has a psychological effect on other viewers. For a channel where the likes communicates to YouTube that this video is going to get a good response from other people outside the normal viewers, then it will show them to more of those. But the more important thing has to do with the click ratio for the thumbnail. If there's a my observation, if there's a click ratio for a video more than 5%, then it seems that YouTube is showing that to more people. And the highest that I've been is 17%. And YouTube tells me a notice that that's really good, because once they show a whole bunch of thumbnails, for a person to get 17% of the people who click on one of those clicks on my thumbnail, that's a big notice to a big message to YouTube, and it starts showing that thumbnail to a broader audience. That's what YouTube really cares about, is people watching all the way through. Let's see. Oh, Bertlin Hope here. Hello, Bertlin. I think you missed the testing we did, but we did some more testing because Jason's not here. He had some urgent issue come up. He's not here. But we tested the links, and they still do not work, or they still get deleted after a period of time. So I'm pretty convinced YouTube has made a policy change. And so I need to make a short video, just announcing to the YouTube world that this is a thing, and that might get a lot of views. Catherine did a parts list for my father. CPU has not arrived, but I worked on it this morning. Awesome, Singo. Let's see. Gary started a message there, I guess, didn't finish it. You know what he did there? Okay, here's the thing worth pointing out. It looks like he was trying to maybe start a message to Computer Life Support Bertlin because of the @co. But sometimes when you put an @ and type somebody's name that's been in chat, like say I'll go up to Darren. Darren's I love it. Darren's always here and he's always first. but there isn't a lot of other chat from Darren. So I'm guessing if I do @DA, see, he doesn't show up. I'm sure he's still there, but he doesn't show up unless he has appeared recently in chat. And if I come up here to the kebab menu in the upper right and look at participants, you see we've only got these number of people showing up right now. I know there's more in there. Okay, Darren just showed up. That means he just typed something in chat. And now he pops up here again. So anybody who's watching right now that's not on this list, if somebody types the @ sign and starts typing the letters of your name, they're not going to see it, I think, if you're not currently in this list. I think this list is probably correlated to who shows up. Yeah, so here, now when I do @DA, I get his name pops up. Now this doesn't work on mobile. You don't get a name pop up on mobile. You have to type the whole thing correctly, including upper lowercase, and it will work. It will highlight in orange like that for the particular user. Jim is asking, where does that bar at the bottom of the screen come from? Oh, you're talking about my CPU statistics? Let's see. Yeah, I should be able to go over. I'm going to punch up my streaming computer. I showed this the other day on a live stream. Let's see. That's not a good thing. You're getting the picture-in-picture. Didn't I find a way to do that otherwise? No, I think I did have to do it this way. You see down here in the bottom left, these CPU and GPU statistics are from my streaming software. So what I did is I created a scene in my streaming software. You can see it over here on the right-hand side. These are my list of scenes in my XSplit streaming software. This one called CPU. When I click on that, you're going to see what that scene shows. That scene only shows those statistics. So what I do is I add that scene to the bottom of this screen for my monitor, for my computer number 2. Now this one where I don't have the picture-in-picture, I don't have that CPU scene there. When I click on my button on the Stream Deck for computer 2 with picture-in-picture, in that scene, I have my picture-in-picture from my monitor 1 camera, and I have the statistics. Ken Stout, better late, I guess, but I be here. Ken Stout is English as a second language. Better late, I guess, but I be here. I'm just funning with you, Ken. You know that. Sane Goat, YouTube comments also modify the algorithm. Yes, good point, good point. When people put a lot of comments on one of my videos, YouTube realizes that that video is getting a lot of attention. It is triggering thoughts. It is triggering people in some way that even being in the comments, typing comments and reading comments, being active in the comments, if a video is drawing a lot of comments, that's something YouTube likes. So that would be another reason for the algorithm to feed that video out to more people to see if there's more interest in it. Darren's still here. Let's see. Gary saying hello to Ken. Blackwatch is here. Hi, Blackwatch. So do you have a psychological effect on other viewers? To Ken. See, you do have a psychological effect on other viewers. Now stop it. And then Ken to Gary doing great, worn out with 4 grandkids yesterday. And, oh, no, that's Ken with the 4 grandkids. Now, I was going to say Gary with the cows. Jim asking what streaming software is called XSplit. XSplit has a free version and has a monthly subscription version. I bought the lifetime flat fee version. And it's simple to find with xsplit.com or, yeah, I think that does it. And yeah, Ken gave that answer. Jim never heard of it. Yeah, it's OBS obviously is very, very popular. And when I had troubles with OBS because of the, I don't know why, but I had troubles with it, and did some studying up on XSplit, and I did the free version test, and I think I might have done a month subscription, and I wound up really liking it, so I use it. Ken says, I downloaded, checked it out. I had a few issues, so going back to OBS. I would, now, sometimes I get these questionnaires, would you recommend this to somebody else? A lot of things are no. And no, I wouldn't recommend to XSplit. There are glitches with it. There are things I have to work around, things that don't quite work right. But I think that's true with every software. And then anytime that I say something like, people will recommend, well, you should do this, you should use this, you should use this. And the problem is, they don't use it the same way that I use it. Like a lot of people have recommended I should use OBS. I tried it. I had problems with it. I tried to work through the problems. I tried to solve the problems. I study up on XSplit, tried it, and it worked much better for me. I'm much happier with it. But products are products. Software is software. They're gonna be upsides and downsides. And people who use products in a pretty simple way probably never gonna have trouble with it. How many people use OBS with 4 webcams, 2 capture devices, 5 microphones, only one that I use, the webcams have microphones, and I don't know how many USB. I've got 3 add-in cards for USB that I think have 6 ports each, 3.0. So my use is a little disturbed. Out on fringe, edge case. I use QuickBooks Online. Would I recommend it to somebody? No. What are other things that I use that I would not recommend to other people? Well, Microsoft 365, yeah, I recommend it, but it's got so many features that I use that other people wouldn't use. OneDrive, I use OneDrive like crazy, off across multiple computers, multiple devices. I can access, I can be in a grocery store, get a phone call from a client, I can access my notes in OneNote on my phone and help them with it. All right, moving on. Low land speed record from what? LOL. Land speed record from Missouri to Kentucky. Sometimes I'll get these abbreviations wrong. I'm not sure if I got that right. Jim says the only issues I have with OBS are from the idiot in the chair. Yeah, the user interface. Ken to Jim, I can so relate to that. And then Blackwatch, Jason, punch your DVR button. Tell me what I missed. Jason's not with us, is he? No, Jason said he couldn't be here. Punch your DVR button, SNF. I struggle with acronyms sometimes. My wife's farm workers' kids start school tomorrow. I set up laptops for them and cows. Ah, fascinating. The cows get to use laptops. Yeah, that is sweet. I agree, Ken. Laptops for the cows and the kids. And Darren. Okay, I think Darren was just popping in to say, hey, I'm still here, because I pointed out that people will disappear and no longer be able to get their @ sign. You know what? Darren is inactive in the chat, right? But he's here all the time, and he's usually the first one in. So let's what do they call it? Blast Darren or flood Darren or something like that. Could everybody just send a message in chat to Darren right now so he gets some love and attention? Hi, Darren. Thanks for being here always! Exclamation mark. More people, send messages to Darren. Type chat to Darren, please. He's always here. He usually shows up when I start up the stream on my Mac. I usually got him right up at the top, him saying hi. Come on, people. Give me some love. Give me some love. Type in hello to Darren. And Darren says, nice, keep them coming. Come on, send out some more hellos to Darren. He's awesome. He's always there. All right, so I gave you, I told you about this laptop. Shall we go ahead and troubleshoot it? Let me tell you what my client has told me about this laptop. And I'm not charging him for this work. He specifically gave me permission to do this on my YouTube channel. So I'm including his name and not going to be very not hiding a whole lot. I'm not going to give out his phone number, his email address, that kind of stuff. But his name is Ryan. So Ryan, R-Y-A-N. Darren says, yes, try. He wants me to try this. So there's a couple more hellos to Darren. Not everybody has said hello to Darren. Come on, everybody say hello to Darren. Even if you haven't shown up in chat yet. Like Mr. Funseeker57. I don't remember seeing your name yet today. Thank you for saying hello to Darren. So here's the deal on this. This is another one of those problems I have not seen before. My client tells me, and he works at one of my client's offices. This is his personal computer though. He tells me, seems that there's something wrong with the hard drive. It won't start up. And then when I go to pick up the computer, he says, I figured out how to make it start up. If I shake it, I can get it to boot up to Windows. If I don't shake it, it won't boot into Windows. And then he said that he went further. He took the bottom off and he found that he presses on the hard drive, he could get it to start. He also said that when he searched the problem on Google, so we got somebody here that's reasonably competent. He's tried some things himself and reasonably competent. He found this is a problem with this model laptop. While these are still, this one's not under warranty. It's a long expired warranty. People would send it in to Lenovo. It's a Lenovo ThinkPad X1. And the manufacturer would replace the drive, send it back, replace the drive, did not solve the problem. They replaced the motherboard, did not solve the problem. And this is a recurring problem. And then what Lenovo started doing is they just replaced the computer. They just send them a different computer. So, bad hard drive is a reasonable thing, but I don't think so, and I think I'm going to be able to prove the hard drive is okay. And the statement, some of you typed this in the chat before you heard me say that the manufacturer replaced the hard drive, still have a problem. So that's weird, right? That is so weird. Darren saying thank yous. Gary, we're 30 miles from the closest Walmart, 8 miles from town. 1,000 people, but I get 2 1 gigabit internet lines, one to farm and one to the hired help. Wow. So that, I guess the cows are going to share the line to the hired help. And funny thing here, 2,000 people in the town, and I want to say that he said he's got 2,000 head of cows. So they got 2 cows for every person in the town. No one's going hungry there. Let's see. So hellos. Ken and Blackwatch, hellos. Darren, enough. Blackwatch is asking Darren if he's had enough. Jim says, holy cow. Gary, bad hard drive. Darren says, bad hard drive. Blackwatch, I'm not talking to you because you missed my first message to you. So there, Ken. They're fighting again. Don't make me split you two up. Darren, that's good. So Darren's saying that's enough. He's had enough, I guess. Jimmy the Hobo. Hi, I don't recall seeing your name before. Welcome. Glad to see you. I want ice cream right now. Maybe that's because of the conversation about the cows. Can we get some milk turned into ice cream? Ken Stout, I was late. Ada Rivera is here. Hello, Ada. Glad to see you. So you're probably not aware that Jason's not with us. He had an urgent issue come up. And Blackwatch and NZ has 20 sheep to each person. Oh, now we can worry. All right, so I'm going to try demonstrating that. I have not tried this yet. I have not tried doing what he described, but he did demonstrate it to me. So I'm going to demonstrate this. Now, I think he told me that the battery's pretty good. I have the power cord, but I'm just going to go ahead and do this on battery. And the power button is power button. Oh, I think that's it right there. Yeah, right there. So here we go. Power. Lenovo. I'm not shaking. There's a spinning circle of dots. Ugh, that worked. It worked. When it fails, it doesn't get this far. And he says when it gets this far, if it gets to the lock screen, then it works. He just keeps using it and it works fine. And by the way, he's not worried about any data on here. And he gave me permission to jerry-rig it. And we talked about a couple possible jerry-rigs. So let's shut this down again. We'll try it again. This is going to be totally disappointing if I can't make it misbehave. My understanding from him is pretty darn consistent. How about should we go to this camera? Camera 3, would that be better? Because I'm thinking, I was holding it in the air. Letting that shut down. Bad hard drive, I'm not that good. Ice cream, sorry I'm late. Hard drive gets hot, bearing oil wicks away from spindle. Yeah, but the problem would happen even if the computer's been sitting for days. And the first attempt, he reported that, so it wasn't after running for a while. It's a spinning hard drive, not an SSD. And Gary's saying he just answering to Ada. That's a hard drive. Saying go to Jerry Riggins. Jerry Riggins in the house? Participants. Not currently showing in participants. I don't remember the name Jerry Riggins. Okay, so here's the thing. I can go up to the top here, do Control F, Jerry. If you're trying to find somebody's chat message, if you're remembering somebody said something, you could type a content of their chat or their name, and it's gonna let you find them and click right through them. So that's an @Jerry Riggins, but there's nothing else in here from Jerry Riggins. So I don't know. Maybe you're asking if he's here. We got 11 concurrent viewers, 8 likes. Thank you everybody for that. And again, like I said earlier, I'm not really all that concerned about the likes, but it's fun. It's fun to have, and everybody likes likes. So here, it's on the desk. I'm going to try that power button again over on this side. And let's see what we get. Ada asks if the hard drive is failing, maybe. This model computer apparently has a very substantial known problem where the manufacturer actually replaced the hard drive and the problem still persists. So that would tend to make us think, no, it's not the hard drive. Now, what I thought I was going to do to test the hard drive was to take it out and connect my USB adapter and see that I could consistently boot the computer from a USB connected hard drive with no hard drive installed. Blackwatch, Look at that. Let's go for a new 24-hour marathon. Let's do a 24-hour live stream. Yeah, no, not going to happen. Now, I pressed the power button, but I don't know if that took. I'm not seeing anything. Let's see if the power light... Oh, yeah, the power light is on. I think it's going to fail because it's dark so long. Oh, whoop, no, it didn't fail. Oh, you know what? The reason it took so long is because I did a hard power off. I didn't do a proper shutdown. So it did some kind of a recovery. Did I do anything that could have caused it to be behaving now? I don't know. I'm trying to shut it down there without putting in a password. Here's 24 hour. By the end, it would be Bueller. Yeah. Is the drive bending maybe? Yeah. So I'm kind of wondering. He had the idea that, well, he took the bottom off the computer, and when he put pressure on the drive, it would work. So I'm thinking something about the contacts, and I'm thinking something about the design, the basic design of the computer. Somehow the electrical contacts aren't real good, and somehow shaking it or putting that pressure is fixing it. So one of my thoughts was using an electrical contact spray, but the argument against that is the reports of the manufacturer replacing motherboards and hard drives, and the problem still persists. And that tells me a manufacturing design of the computer. Screen connection was intermittent on my laptop. Yeah, when this fails, we actually get a hard drive error message. So it's not the screen, but that's a good thought too. So let's go over here. I did a proper shutdown this time. Get my finger on that power button, and through the camera, I'll be able to see the light. Yeah, there's the light. So it's on. Lenovo. And when it fails, I think that Lenovo splash screen comes up, but I don't think the spinning dots comes up. I think once you see the spinning dots, it's going to boot. Okay, so here I got an idea to try to recreate the symptom. I'm thinking now possibly that my handling of the computer, my transporting it from my client's location to here, has kind of caused a better connection, maybe. Ada, my computer's working fine, but the hard drive is failing, shown as caution on crystal disks, so perfect excuse to swap to SSD that will arrive tomorrow. Yeah, great idea. Yeah, because it's a spinning hard drive, so it's just a good excuse before it gets so bad that you can't clone it. Are you intending to clone from the hard drive to the SSD, or are you planning to start with a fresh Windows install? Ada. All right, so we're on now here. Okay, so try this. Just a little manipulation of the computer and see if I can get it to a state where it fouls up again. There's the power light. Black Watch asking if anyone wants a slice of pizza. Yeah, toss one over here. Ada says, will clone have done already on another external drive just in case goes south before the other? Awesome idea, Ada. Already cloned to another drive just in case the main one goes bad so much that you can't clone. Very wise. Back in the 90s, from Gary, back in the 90s, I had a computer case that when I put a hard drive and CD-ROM in the bays, they would bend up, the drives would fail. They would bend up, the drives would fail. Yeah, so there are some physical things that can happen. Then chit chat between those two. And so this boot worked. Doggone it. Let's go on. Let's go on into Windows and exercise the computer a little bit. Oh, okay, so here, this is one of the unpleasant things about using a Microsoft account. He logs in with a Microsoft account. Let's fix, I have the autofocus disabled on these webcams so they don't keep trying to refocus. So that didn't show up very well. And it's not very often that I need to do this, so I'll go change the focus here and see. Whoops, wait a minute. It disappeared. So I'll do, well, let me just click on the autofocus there. Let it focus. Ah, that's kind of tiny. That's kind of tiny. So let's turn on all of the auto settings for that webcam. And let's do this. I think there's just too much, there's too much contrast for that little line to show up. So it says your device is offline. Please sign in with the last password used on this device. I did that. I used the password that was last used on this device because it is his Microsoft account, and it didn't accept that. Oh no, I did. There's a couple of capitals that I missed. That's what's wrong. Okay, I'm going to remove those auto adjustments for that webcam. And then do this again. There, that worked. Okay, let's see here. Oh, it's got to log in for Steam. So that might indicate he's a gamer. Case too tight. Could be. He was actually suggesting the case might be too loose. Not that that's causing a problem, but he's saying since he could push up on the hard drive, put pressure on it, he's suggesting gluing something to the bottom panel of the laptop so it would put pressure, constant pressure on the hard drive. But since different hard drives have the same problem, I'm thinking it's something to do with connections in there. Yep, safer. Fruit Loops, Chit Chat, watch Ken. Watch the whole video or just start then leave. What? Watch the whole, I might shoot you. What's he referring to there? Is this the party to whom I am speaking? Watch the whole video or just start then. I don't know what you're asking there. Pizza, run ringy dingy. I will get it, Doug. You keep going. Again, I don't know what that's referring to. Is this the party to whom I'm speaking? I think there's some humor going on there between a couple of those people. You took 6. Oh, it's the pizza party going on. It's the virtual pizza party going on, I think. What's the full model number? Yes. Yes, I knew that question was going to come up. Let's get a full model number for this. Let's do it on screen, huh? How about, can I give you yeah, I can get you an HDMI connection to this. Let's do that, and then we can run Crystal Disk Mark and Crystal Disk Info and all of that. Where's that? Let's see, it's this one. To do that, I'm not going to be able to move the computer over to that camera anymore, although I can move that camera because this is a little tight. I should have more length on that. I'm going to go around the back side of my desk and see if there's something holding that cable down. So my voice probably feels a little distant now because the microphone doesn't come with me the way it does for Carrie. Yeah, that's all the length. I should put a longer HDMI cable there. I have them. And it's on the other side. So let's move things around here a little bit. Yeah, HDMI from laptops have been, they typically won't let me show a BIOS setup screen or the messages that are happening during the post operations. They usually don't come alive until Windows is up. So now that is for computer number 3. So this means I'm going to change computer number 3 so it's not working off of VGA, but that it's working off of HDMI. So both of those cables are still connected to my capture device. And I can switch it back and forth between them by just changing this configuration. Now I can't do this on the Stream Deck. I have to actually go to my Len 3 scene that doesn't have any of the extra fluff. It's just showing what's on Lenovo 3, and then I can go right click on that scene. I can't show you doing this because I have to have that computer number 3 selected in order to do this. So I'm changing the input from VGA to HDMI, and then, so there's the laptop. And then if I push the button on my Stream Deck for my computer number 3, that'll add in the picture-in-picture. But that's giving me camera number 2, and I've got my back turned to that. So I'm going to turn off the tripod camera and turn on the monitor camera. There. That's more friendly. Let's see. So we're going to go look at the full model number. Fixing parts. I got a few. Let's see. My wife, fresh pizza, white sauce. Kind of warm here. Can you turn up the AC? Yeah, I kind of think I do want to turn up the AC a little bit here. Come back to here. Now, I can close Steam. Windows key R, MS Info 32. So here, system model right here. Let's see, what's my, okay, so I'm going to type this into chat. You can copy and paste into your Google searches and go see what you can find about it. Lenovo model 20LD CTO, I think that's a capital O rather than letter 0, WW. Okay. Double checking 20 LDC TO1WW. And then what else in here? There's a system SKU. I don't think we care about that. It's an i7, 8th gen i7. Yeah, and totally viable. And he says he likes the computer. He's not relying on it. It's been sitting around for a long time. We've been trying to coordinate for me to pick us up for weeks. Weeks ago, he said, when you're in the office, pick it up. I've been in the office a few times. We both forgot. And he's had it with him the whole time, not using it. BIOS version 3.0, UEFI. What else do we care in there? I think we're all right. There's 16 gigabytes of RAM. Let's come over here to hardware components. And, I'm sorry, I want components. And then storage. And then disks. So, fixed hard disk. 256 gigabytes. Looks like. All right. And then we'll go get a serial number. Go to a command prompt. So I press the Windows key, CMD, and click on command prompt. WMIC space BIOS get serial number. This command should work on any computer. You don't need administrator rights to get in here. And then this sometimes can be difficult to tell certain letters, so you can, if you need to, you can double click on this. Whoops. Double click on it, Control C for copy, and then go paste it anywhere where you can get a much larger image of that. I'll go Notepad. Control V to paste, and then make that a much larger font. It's plenty large enough for me to read it. I'm just kind of demonstrating some stuff. All right, so serial number. All caps. I don't want to type all caps. Serial number, now caps lock, R90Q RWZ9. So there you can go do whatever searches you care to do. And I'm going to, I don't have this connected to internet yet. I'm going to connect it to my Wi-Fi. And it does not have an Ethernet port, right? Yeah, sometimes those Ethernet ports can be a little deceptive because they have that little tongue that drops down. So if you don't look closely, you might not recognize it. So let's see, we're connecting here to my Wi-Fi. Then I'm going to copy my utilities folder over to this computer, which has Crystal Disk Info and Crystal Disk Mark and a bunch of other stuff. So we'll shut down those things. We don't need to save that. Can exit from this DOS prompt. And then, let's see, do I care about... Yeah, no, I'll go ahead and do this. Windows key R, 2 backslashes, then the computer name of my streaming computer, which is where I'm going to copy this zip file from. So let's see, it's Doug-DSO, press enter. That should pull up a login prompt, and I am going to not show the credentials, not even the username. Okay, coming back here, well, let's go look at chat. Let's see, the pizza sauce, kind of worm. Ken says, was just being funny or feeble attempt at it. Well, I can understand feeble attempts at humor. That's, sign me up, that is me. Foxy lady wanted dance. Cat left me standing. I'll be able to get back to you until late afternoon. Oh, that's chit chat. The serial number, Gary says, it does not LDC, wants RDC. Yeah, I'm struggling with those acronyms. It does not LDC, wants RDC. I don't know what that acronym is. Doug is scaring off all the chicks again. Have a word with him, will you? Oh, Ken is scaring off all the chicks. Darren says 1.42 to 1.21 BIOS. Gary, part number. So LDC, RDC has something to do. Oh, maybe when he's doing a search, it's wanting to know a part number more than what I've provided so far. So let me go see. I'm kind of piecing together from your comments there. I'm not sure I've got it right, but I'm going to try going back to MS Info 32 and see if we can find something about a part number that has one of those. Can I do a find in here? No, I can't do. Oh, wait a minute, down here. So if I search for LDC, yeah, there's an LDC in that system model. LDC, yeah, that's in the system. It does not LDC, it wants RDC. What wants RDC? If you're finding that if you can't find this computer model with an L instead of an R, then that indicates that this was probably a fleet computer, that was bought by a huge institution and maybe returned, or at least returned. I've seen that happen a lot, and the same thing can happen when you're trying to get a device driver for a particular model component and the manufacturer's website just does not have that model component. Well, it's because it was a proprietary edition for a non-public circulation of the product. So if you're saying that all of these Lenovo's you're finding when you search have an R instead of an L, that indicates that it was for some kind of a restricted distribution. And it kind of hints that the R might be close enough. And Gary says it happens at my work. So I think he's supporting that same comment, that you go search for drivers, for equipment that you have, and the manufacturer doesn't have that model number. Well, it's because that it was produced for a private circulation, private distribution. In huge numbers, typically, but for huge corporations, such as Gary's. For those of you who don't know, he's a vice president in a Fortune 100 company, and he's probably going to say, Doug, you could stop talking about that. Throws taco to Blackwatch. Okay, so I think I've caught up to everything there. Now, Darren said BIOS 1.42-1.21. I'm not sure if he's asking a question, making a comment, but here on the computer, and I know I'm going to forget to switch back to it one of these times, SimBIOS 3.0 in here, embedded controller. Now, notice this column isn't wide enough. I can come up here to the right border of that column, double click, and it will automatically make that column wide enough to accommodate the longest content in that column. See, here's the longest content. So that's pretty nice instead of dragging the column border to the right, because you might not get it far enough. If you just double click on it, can save you having to do it again. So embedded controller version, that's not really the BIOS. There's more specific BIOS versions sometimes. 1.42 to 1.21. That's the SM BIOS. That's not really the BIOS number we want, is it? Here's baseboard version, product. If you want to get back, if you find that you need to get back to this, of course, you can always use the DVR to rewind. Just drag the playhead to the left to go backwards. We're not getting anything more specific about BIOS here. I don't know if there's more specific BIOS information through here somewhere or not. It's not going to be there. Oh, here's another thing we can do. This could be interesting. Let's see, MS in perfmon. I'm going to minimize this so we can come back to it easily. Windows key R, perfmon space / report. So that's going to run a 60-second report. With Windows 10, it fails to terminate after 60 seconds. So I need a timer. Let's come over here. So when I get to 35 seconds, 11:21, 35 seconds, that'll be more than 60 seconds. So that's time for it to do some internal checks to see if anything that it finds anything wrong. I'm sure it's not going to, because this doesn't seem to be an operating system problem at all. Happens my work, Taco, I think AT BIOS. I don't think he's saying, I think at BIOS. I think is that AT BIOS? I think at BIOS. Is he telling me where to find that? Oh, in the get BIOS. Oh, that should work. WMIC should work for getting the BIOS version. Since I don't think I can show it to you in rebooting this computer, because it's a laptop, the HDMI doesn't work with the capture card until Windows is up. Okay, that's chit chat. Kind of busy with Amazon for Ken. Darren says try Intel driver support assistant. I think he's saying there for the BIOS version. Stay away from those 8-foot tall women. Amazon. Yeah, okay. So here we're past the 60 seconds. So you got to close this. And then Windows key R, perfmon without report. So I press the right arrow key, Control Shift to highlight back, and then Shift left arrow, and then backspace over that, and then Enter. Get me into perfmon. So then I can come down here to reports. Am I showing the screen? Yeah. Expand reports, expand system performance, and I got the wrong place again. User defined, no, system diagnostics, yeah, there it is. So this shows the current date and time. It seems to me that I found at one point that it was the last one on this list. Did they change order there somehow? So this performance report, it'll show in this section if there's anything that it recognizes is a problem. So this is a nice way to get Windows to tell you, hey, there's a problem over here, go look at this. These green lights are telling us that Windows has not seen any problem. And then down here gives us some information about the disk. But I'd really rather trust Crystal Disk information for this, for looking at the hard drive. So I'm going to minimize that. And here is my shared folders from my streaming computer. And I want to go into this Windows 10 upgrade tools, just because the last time I created a new tools kit, I stuck it in here. So it's DougBetts tools. I'll right click on that, choose copy. And then let's just minimize that so that window is still available. Windows key E to bring up a new File Explorer window. Expand this PC, expand the C drive. Single left click on the C drive. Let's move my picture-in-picture out of the way a bit. And then I'm going to right click over here, and my routine, just to have consistency across the computers I work on, I put in a folder called SW Setup, which is actually a default folder for HP computers. But funny thing is, that name will work on other computers. You require permission from Doug DSO to make changes to this folder. What? I'm not trying to make changes. Let let's see, there's that zip file. Right click, choose copy. Come back to this computer, right click and paste. Now it's working. I don't know what that was about. So that'll take a little while for it. There's a lot of stuff in there. Where did Kat go? I never saw Kat come in. Did Catherine come in? Did I see her come in? I'm going to scroll all the way back up here. Control F, K-A-T. There's 4 of 5. There's somebody asking about Catherine down here highlighted in yellow. Let's see, I'm going to go down, and that gives me the 5th one. Where did Kat go? The first one is Kat over here. The second one, there's somebody asking about Kat, Yeah, she hasn't been here today. I haven't heard from Catherine since yesterday. Yeah, so she hasn't shown up. She's leaving us to our own devices. And if we really screw this up, then she's going to say, darn, I should have been there to tell them how to fix it. So next time we have her in a live chat. If she lets us know she heard us talking about her, then that means she watched this video. Okay, let's do this. Here, while we're waiting for this to extract. Everybody who wants to, everybody would be great. Just say, hi, Catherine, in chat. She's not here. You're not going to get that pop-up. So just say, don't try to do that @ sign. Just, hi, Catherine. A whole bunch of people. Just say, hi, Catherine, in chat. Do that for me, would you? Let's give her some love. Let's see, if we're tall women, we should do Black Watch 24 hours of marathon of comedy. CPU ID. I have CPU Z in my tools kit, so we'll get there. Memento Mori means died for a moment, no wonder. I haven't heard from Catherine. Hook that laptop up to 220 volts. Problem solved, Ali. Oh, hey, I need help with something. Now that you mentioned that, I have a client that I set up a new laptop for him. He took it to the Netherlands. He wants an adapter for it that he can plug directly into the power in Netherlands without having to use another adapter. I mean, he's like one of those things that'll plug into the power brick for his Lenovo, his new Lenovo, that can plug into here. So to do that, I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it on Amazon. I couldn't find it on Lenovo's site. If any of you think you know a way to find it, I'm going to show you the info for that computer. Come over here to my Amazon. Now notice this. When I click on my Amazon bookmark and in Chrome on any of my computers, here's what's happened. I click on that and look up here at this URL. This URL here is Carrie Holzman's link. Every time I do anything on Amazon, it's through Carrie Holzman's link. So I buy computers for my clients all year long. I buy a bunch of computers. So I want to encourage you, if you are wanting to be supporting Carrie that way, instead of having to go to his YouTube site and click on the link, put yourself a bookmark in your browser for his link. Now, okay, I'm going to go here to orders. Come down here to orders. I'm going to search Lenovo. I buy Lenovo, I buy Dell, I buy HP, I buy whatever computer is appropriate for my client, whatever has a good buy. Lenovo. So this is the computer. Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Carbon 14 FHD Quad i5 8265. So let me put this link into chat. When I click on that, Okay, so I'll click up here on the URL, Control C, Windows key tab, put that in there. Voltage specs and connector size. Yeah, but I don't know how to go find that. I wanted to find a listing in Amazon that will say it's for that computer. Voltage specs and connector size. I don't know how to. So if you're willing to help me on that, I'd sure appreciate it. So that piece I want to give you, and then another piece that I want to give you, I'm going to take you away from that. I'm bringing up my OneNote and going to pull up another piece of information about that computer. Let's see over here. Checklist. That for that Lenovo computer. And let's see here. Let's see, is there anything private in here? Yeah, there is a little bit. So I'm going to blur this in my OneNote and then unblur. How am I going to unblur that portion? Oh, here's how I can do it. Yeah, this will work. I'm going to show you some more of the specifics about that computer. This is from my checklist when I'm setting a computer up. So this is routine information that I gather. So here's the Lenovo model number. It's Windows 10 Home, and then here's the serial number. So let me put this stuff into chat as well. Control C on that, highlight this, Control C on that, highlight this, Control C on that. Then I'm going to bring that blur back out to cover the whole screen so I can use it next time I need it. And then switch back to chat, unblur, and then put in those things. So Windows key V, and pick out that model information, enter, Windows key V, pick out this piece, enter, Windows key V. Let's see, I'll pick out that, but put in the word serial number. So that gets you more specific about it. What I really love is just so that I can take his power brick and have the power cord that'll connect right into there. If anyone can help me with that, I'd love it. Let's see, the calls are gone out for Catherine. They miss Catherine, and people are saying hi to Catherine. I asked them to say hi, Catherine. So here's all the love to you, Catherine. So next time you're in a live with us, you got to let us know that you saw that. And if you don't tell us, then we're going to know you didn't watch this video. Jim's bailing. See you later, Jim. Thanks for hanging with us. Yeah, European adapter is what we're after. I've bought them before, but I can't find it for this one. Let's see, chit chat, AC/DC issues. Whoa. Voltage specs. These are me giving those messages. Gary says, why haven't you set up your own Amazon account? Wife set up an Amazon account, our business. At work, we have Amazon account set up for the IT department for a monthly party at work. I have a reason. They keep bugging me, wanting me to set up an Amazon business account. And I decline. I don't want it. Because the price breaks that it gives me are not worth the nuisance. The nuisance is that they're never going to charge me sales tax. And I've done that before. I don't like it. If I don't pay the sales tax every time I buy something, then that means at the end of the quarter, I've got a huge sales tax bill to pay. And I'm not very disciplined about bookkeeping. So sometimes I'm late with filing my sales tax. If I've paid the sales tax on these items, that amount of sales tax that I paid gets deducted from the amount I owe. Usually the sales tax that I owe for a quarter is under $100. If I get a penalty, it's what? I don't know, 10%, 20% of that. So it's tiny. So I just found the business Amazon account not attractive to me. And then I think I recall this, that they assign an account rep to me, and they're gonna keep sending contacts to me trying to get interact. I don't want to talk to them. I just want to go on and find what I want and order it. Their business account is just a nuisance to me. Is there a European adapter that you could plug the current US plug-in? Oh yeah, and he has that. He has that. He lives in. He has a home here in California, and he has a home in the Netherlands. So yeah, he's got adapters. He could do that. But he just says it's so much more convenient to have the right adapter, and he'll just leave it there. So then he'll bring the laptop home with him on the airline and not bring the power connector with him because he's got one at home. So we'll leave the appropriate power connectors at each home. So it's just so much easier to do that. And his last laptop in the Netherlands, we had that. We found that for him. Zavi Manor, hello. I think this is the first time I've seen you today. What type cord the input of the PSU for this laptop? Is its PSU cables Mickey Mouse adapter? And I don't know that because I didn't have any reason to put it on video when I was preparing it. So I think the one that he has is this side-by-side. And when you say Mickey Mouse, you're referring to the one that has the 3 round connectors. And I thought I might have one nearby, but I don't see one. And I don't know. And I suspect that it's interchangeable, but I don't know that because when you take the one that has the different the port that'll fit in here, is this actually designed to accommodate the higher voltage level of European? I don't know that. Blackwatch, I know Doug, but Uncle Sam still wants you. AC/DC issues. I don't know what that refers to. Uncle Sam still wants you. He's referring to something I said or something he said. I don't know. Moving on. Gary, IRS I know, but $100 a quarter. I think he's exclaiming at how low. Because everything I buy from Amazon, I pay them tax. So I'm essentially only paying tax on my markup. It's not always under 100. Gary says, not forget the adapter. The hard part is finding one that goes into the power brick. Should be 110/240. So now that's why I provided all that detailed information about the computer. I would think that we should be able to find the specs on the computer. That should be researchable. And I haven't spent the time to do it. I'm asking if somebody's willing to do that for me. Yeah, I mean, you can say no. Now this one's for a Lenovo. It's not, let's see, this Lenovo is a X, is this one's larger than the one that I got for him. Was his computer an X1? No, it wasn't. Oh, it was an X1. That is the laptop that I'm talking about. Let's see, I'm connected to the HDMI right now, so I can't show that to you. That one was a 14-inch. I'm sure this is bigger than I think this is bigger than 14-inch. Did system info tell us the size? Third XT laptop. Sometimes a model name actually includes the size, and I don't see that here. But anyway, so the power for this one is that side by side. And since this is Lenovo, it very likely could be the same. So let's go to camera 3 and get a close-up. I've got to make a, let's see, I've got to make a focusing adjustment for what I'm going to do here. I want to find Len 3, Cam 1 monitor, Cam 2 trial, oh there it is, Cam 3 keyboard, and then I'm going to make an adjustment to it. It's being a little sluggish here. Bring up my adjustments, and I'm going to try it on auto. Normally I don't have that camera on auto settings because I don't like it adjusting all the time. All right. So what we're looking there for is voltage in. I see 240. I see input 100 to 240. So that means this power brick, which is probably consistent among Lenovo laptops, should do the European voltage just fine. All right, so that helps. Take off the automatic settings for that webcam, click OK, come back to chat, see what's going on. All right, so let's go down to here, 120, 240. Now it said 220, but I think that's close enough. Do you want the cable or do you want the cable with PSU? Oh, the power brick is fine. Cable and power brick, we're absolutely fine with buying a power brick. In fact, that probably is better. Now, he actually, you know what I said earlier was wrong. I said he was going to bring the laptop back and forth. No, he's not. He's going to leave this laptop at his home in the Netherlands with the power brick. So if we got just the power cord to plug into the existing power brick, that would be fine. But if we have a way to just buy the whole power brick with the 240, that's fine, absolutely fine. He is not a tightwad with money. He's fine spending money. Fine with that. Sales taxes, Doug. All PSU are 110, 240. So all power bricks these days. That makes sense. I had no reason to be aware of that. Header M560, hello, welcome on board. If you don't, you're probably not aware, Jason's not with us today. He had an urgent issue. 20 volt output. Okay, so that was showing in there too. My comment didn't go through. Header M560 says his comment didn't go through. Well, we've seen 2 comments from him. Or are you talking about a comment on a video? This is chat. The chat is not referred to as comments. Hey, I noticed something else today. You know, guys, we've been experimenting recently about the comments with links on videos, where you put comments after a video is published, that sometimes are not visible if you're set for top chat. Well, that exists here in live stream as well. So there's live chat. So if you go live chat, apparently there's some messages that get hidden. Potential spam may not be visible, and this defaults to top chat. So live chat. Heteram says he sees it now. So I guess he's referring to his comment up here. So going to live chat might, if we find some people's messages in chat aren't visible, it might be because of that. Okay, I see now. Zvi says the difference is the YHEW. The difference is the Y. I don't know what that is. Maybe you'll correct that. Maybe a typo there. I don't know. Does the Netherlands dude know Emma Heesters? He told me yes, he does. He said, in case your people in your YouTube chat ask me, let them know I do know Emma Hesters. I don't know. Heterum, yes. I think he is. That means yes, he was referring to his prior comment. Now, let's get back to this boy. I highlighted the last one there. How do I know this laptop is a boy? Okay, I don't know that. Crystal disk info. Start with that. Disk info 64. Answer yes. I think I can move back over into the corner where I belong with the dunce cap on. Good, 100%, 33 temperature. That's all I typically care about in here. Wait a minute, NVMe. Didn't we say this is a spinning hard disk? NVMe Express. Is there there's no second drive. He was using the term hard drive. Yeah, this is SSD. This is not a spinning hard drive. So they replaced the NVMe. And when he puts pressure on it, he could get it to boot up. Well, that kind of puts a different spin on this, right? Get it? See what I did there? Spinning hard drive. Bunch of groans in the chat room right now. This smart portable. See, we really don't think there's... Now, mine defaults to one iteration and 50 megabytes. I don't like it going through those 5 iterations and whatever their default size is. So what I do is I change the default to what I want it to be, and then when I copy that to any other device, it starts out with that as the default. So it's just a quick test, because I'm not trying to get the real precise number for the speed on it. I just don't care. I just want to see, is it reasonable? This amount of testing is not totally accurate, but it's plenty close enough to see if there's a problem. PSU the W. PSU the W. I'm guessing a model. There was a model number on the power brick. Ada, search on Amazon, GPK Systems, European Union, 2-prong AC wall cord plug cable for laptop AC power supply cord charger. Won't let me post the link. Oh, Ada, I'll fix that. Here, let me do add you as moderator. And now you should be able to post the link. Wonderful. Thank you so much. You're a moderator. Now, I'll restate for everyone who's moderators. I do not want you blocking people. I don't want you hiding people's comments or doing any of that. I want to do that type of work. The only reason I give moderator status is so that you can post links. I will do the work of the disciplinary work. For now. Maybe that'll change when I attract more trolls. Right now, Blackwatch is the only troll. I'm sorry, Blackwatch. You know, yeah, I sometimes call Blackwatch a troll. Sometimes he feels like it to me, but I like him. He brings great value to the channel, but sometimes. And thank you, Blackwatch, for lightening up recently. I think you realized that I was getting frustrated. Emma has a huge channel. Emma has a huge YouTube channel. That was where you were. Oh, Emma Heesters. That's what you're referring to. A huge channel in the Netherlands, I guess. Yeah, and of course, no, he hasn't made any comment. Well, you know what? Okay, I'll bite. Let's go see what Emma Heesters is all about. Control C, and then I'll switch over to Chrome, bring up a new tab, go to YouTube, and search. I'll just paste that into the search field, Emma Heesters. Okay, so it looks like maybe she does songs. Yeah. And 4.43 million. Yeah, she does a lot. All right, so let's take a very brief listen. Oh. Yeah. All right, there's a plug for Emma Heesters because her channel needs help. Not. Will she give me a plug back to my channel, to her viewers? Not. Loose drive M.2 then. Yeah, except that the manufacturer had this happening with multiple computers sent back to them. They replaced motherboard, replaced M.2 drives, now we realize, and still have the problem. So I'm saying a design flaw somehow, that how the M.2 drive PCIe slot, whatever they call that, I don't think that's the right term for that slot, but whatever it is, that there's something about how that's mounted on there, something in the engineering of it. Gary says, last job I had, the CEO had laptops, all of his houses and boat. I had IBM ThinkPads. The hard drive came out in a carrier. Instead, he used external drive. Yeah, that's the way to go about it. And then here, Ada's giving me the link. Let me catch up on chat first, then I'll come back to this link. That was a good one. I think you referred to some humor that I did there, and I don't even remember what it was now. My humor is so bad that I don't even try to remember what I say funny myself. A 265 gigabyte M.2 in the Lenovo is almost always a Corp model. Yeah, so we have reason to suspect that this was a Corp. That's this one we're talking about, right? Yeah, Corp model, because you couldn't find the model number, I assume, on Lenovo's website you're talking about. And Blackwatch, was he laughing at my joke? Oh, cool. I need to go back and find out what that joke was that I did. Darren he's looking for some of the something that I asked for. Gary, I checked my main laptop, 7 months old. I'm hitting 90 terabyte writes. 90,000 gigabytes would be 90 terabyte writes. Oh, the total number of writes. Oh, so we got to go back and look. I've caught up. I need to go back to that link that Ada gave us. I'll give you a quick peek over here. So this M.2, 18 and a half, 1.8 gigabytes per second. So then you can't complain about that speed. The write speed, 60 megabytes per second. Is that all? Is that normal? 60.09. I haven't paid much attention to write speed, but seems like it should write higher than that, shouldn't it? Aren't these write speeds low? M.2, shouldn't it write faster than that? That seems like really slow. I'm going to minimize that. Come back over here to the go check up on that link, and if that's what I need, then I'm going to put it in my cart. I'm not going to order it yet because I need to know what address my client wants me to ship that to. He's probably going to want me to ship it to the Netherlands. Oh, beautiful. What? Oh, sweet, sweet, sweet. GPK Systems European, $8.35. Oh, I love it. Sweet, sweet, awesome. Awesome. 6-foot power cord will power European notebooks that do not require polarized connection. The device end of this cable is standard such and such, such and such. And he told me it is the two. I think they have a few different types of connectors, and he told me it is these that look like the 2 pins. Oh, that is sweet. Awesome. You just made my day. That takes that off of my to-do list. Add to cart. I'm just going to leave it in the cart for now because I got to find out what address he wants me to send that to. Okay, we're done with that piece. It was a good amount, Gary, the amount of writes. Yeah, he's talking about 9 to the 10, the amount of writes, not speed, slow and old. So I think he's referring to his laptop was slow and old. So that what he's talking about there is the writes, and I think we get that back on info. Crystal disk info, 64, yes. So over here, total host writes. So this one is 5 terabytes, rounding off, and Gary's at 90 terabytes. SSDs have a limited life. They won't go forever. They wear out over time. So this number of writes, you should be getting a health status, a degrading health status, just because the number is high for its expected life, its life expectancy. Power on count means it's been turned on 1,215 times. It's been on for 3,009 hours for this computer. And so that's what Gary was talking about. And this shows a 3.0 read. I had, you know what, that little tiny laptop that I had the problem that I put on video with, what was the problem on that one? I did a video of it. Oh, it was the one that we've been doing the link tests with. This troubleshooting. This one here, the Acer Aspire. It had a really impressive hard drive speed test. And it's a very, very zippy computer, surprisingly zippy. For it has one of those Xeon processors. It's only 2 gigabytes of RAM memory. And it was getting on what I believe I verified as a spinning hard drive, it was getting like 200 megabytes per second for the hard drive speed. And it was very zippy feeling. Really impressive little computer. Let's see, come back to chat. Yes, that looks low. That would be referring to the write speed. I can't divide. Gary, great find. I think he's referring to the AC adapter. Was there anything else I did recently that was a great find? I think it was that adapter. Ken, is the firmware up to date? My SSD was super slow, then a firmware update, they tripled. I haven't looked at the firmware update, and that's, but yeah, we may wind up doing that. See if it makes a change. That's totally good idea. In fact, you know what? My client might have told me that he couldn't have replaced a spinning hard drive with the NVMe, because I don't think this has a bay for a spinning hard drive. It just looks too small. Mine go to 900T. Mine, I think he's saying his drive goes to 900 terabytes. Oh, maybe that's the number of writes. 900 terabytes in writes. 1024, not 1000. Okay, so referring to the difference between megabytes, gigabytes, and so on, that some of the calculations are done as 1024, some of the calculations are done as 1000, typically from when the manufacturer provides numbers. Gary says, yes, I will replace them. Slow and old was his ThinkPad. He's referring to his, what do you call him? Did you call him his boss? Gary's a vice president, so, CEO. Darren Galeholm, fast. So he was referring to speed. Oh, okay, 900 megabits per second, I think. And if he's referring to speed. Xeon in a laptop. Yeah, so you're going to want to see that, aren't you? Yes to that. So Darren's saying yes to the 900 megabits per second speed for his drive. I haven't been able to make this laptop fit. It's been on for a while. You guys haven't asked for anything else to check on. I have a whole bunch of utilities in my toolkit here. Somebody did ask for CPU-Z earlier, and we may have already answered that question, whatever you wanted for that. So a lot of the information in these utilities is redundant to MS Info if you know where to go look. But there is information in here that is, provides a lot more. And then if we go to, we'll get over to Bench here eventually. So I'm just bringing these screens up. You can use the DVR to go back and look closer at any of these screens that you want a closer look at. But let's go to the benchmark and take a look at the about. And I have a 2019 copy of CPU-Z. I know I need to update it, but I so rarely use this. So let's benchmark the CPU. I don't really want to take the time to stress it, because that doesn't seem to be the problem with this. The problem is sometimes when you turn it on, it won't boot and it produces a hard drive error. And not sometimes, he said it was every time. And the only way he could get it to start up was by shaking the computer while it was trying to start up. And I was so eager to demonstrate that on video. And it's not doing that. So there's the processor speeds. And I see, can I make an adjustment to that? Let's see, I've got to go to Lenovo 3 capture device to make settings changes to that capture device and see if I can make a better make that show up better, because that's so washed out. So right now you're seeing it with the picture-in-picture turned off. Some of you have breathed a sigh of relief. I know that. And then let's see, where do I go to make adjustments to exposure and contrast and brightness and all that kind of stuff. I know where to do it on my cameras. Oh, here it is. Let's see if this does it. So these adjustments are live. So here, if I turn down the brightness, it's currently on 17. And there's 0. Oh, that's much better. That's readable. That looks good right there. I don't know why I had the brightness set on 17. Everything else is on zeros. Now everything is on zeros. That makes a whole lot more sense. I need to remember to save this presentation. I don't think I can save the presentation while live streaming. Oh, yeah, I can. Oh, cool. So that adjustment I just saved so that I don't lose it next time I do another live stream. So now go back to the Stream Deck button for this computer, and that stuck. Let's see what's next. M.2 slow and old was in the ThinkPad you have there. So thinking the M.2 is slow and old in this ThinkPad. Could be. Take a look and see if M.2 is installed properly. Does it have a crack in it on the Lenovo? You know what? No. The Lenovo has replaced motherboards and the M.2s on the computers, and the problem still persists. That's why I'm saying there's a design problem. But could there be something about the case that's damaged that's causing an issue? That seems like a stretch. Corsair MP600 core specification speeds up to such and such, write speeds up to such and such. Let's see. So those are hard drive speeds. Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. Vacation week. Okay. See, that's one of my things when we had that conversation earlier. Carrie was chastising people for being slaves to their phones. I get an alarm come up once in a while, reminds me to do something. I had a brief recognition of that. And if I don't do those reminders, then I have to keep it all in my head, and that stresses me out. So I use the phone to cause me less stress, more freedom. Use your tools the right way and they can be good. Use a cell phone the wrong way and it can be your master. Gary says, Darren Cat suggested I get Sabrent M.2 ordered from Amazon. Now this is kind of an extra spare computer. He doesn't really care about speeding up the right speeds. Ada, will you open the computer to check hard drive power data cables? Let's do that. Let's take a look inside this computer, shall we? Now, it's not going to be a data cable because it's an M.2 drive. So let's close this. We've looked at enough stuff here. Let's close this. Close all this stuff. Windows button. Oh, I'm still running on battery. That's why I was wondering why it was showing me the battery level. I so rarely run a laptop on battery. So then disconnect the guy. So this does not have a user replaceable battery. I can see the screws there. I have not looked up. There's 6 screws there and 2 screws there. I've not looked up any documentation on this. It looks like one of the really simple ones to take apart. So I've got my drawers over here to keep all my little accessories. There's memory sticks, and there's pins, and there's batteries and scissors. Let's see here. That Darren says that my M.2 NVMe PCI Gen 3, so he's telling us what one he has. So he has a Gen 4 that's giving him those really high speeds. Yeah, awesome. Zavi says the cable offered to you is not good. Really? All right, I gotta go look at that. Gary to Zavi, holy smokes, which one is correct one? I'm confused. Thought was a hard drive. I did call it a hard drive earlier. I thought when I started the video today, I thought it was a hard drive because my client said it was, or I thought, my recollection is that he said it was. So that's probably why you missed it. Yeah, there's the holy smokes. What? What are you trying to show me here? Netherlands power cord. That's for a 3-pin. He told me it's a 2-pin. This one is cheap enough. Well, when I call him and ask him where he wants me to send it to, I'll show him the picture and make sure it's the right one. So, shop Netherlands power cables. So this is shopping power cables on Google for the Netherlands. This is a US. Well, now wait a minute. That has a different kind of thing there. Oh, that's just a power extension. That's a power. Oh, yeah, that's a power extension. So I don't know what's more specific. Can you tell me why are you saying the cable offered is not good? I don't understand why you're saying that. Now Zvi is in Israel. That's where he lives. So I'm waiting for you to give us more on that, Zvi. Let's get back here too, taking this apart. So. Do I want? Oh, let's do this. I gotta go grab. I do like using a magnetic pad. Carrie recently made the comment that people were sending him magnetic trays, and he doesn't like using them. I like using the magnetic pad because I find as I'm working on something, ouch. As I'm working on something, the screws tend to roll around and I lose track of them. And also what I do with this is it's one of these grids. So if I've got a major disassembly where I'm taking apart a laptop and really getting deep into it, I'll put them in different sections in a way that I can easily keep track of the job. All right, and so here I'm actually going to show this because sometimes screws are different sizes on different places. So rather than even trying to figure out what is what, I'll position them in one of those squares in such a way that I can keep track of them. Now I'm thinking that these are captive screws, because I'm hearing this click and they're not coming out. This is a magnetized screwdriver. And I also saw the ring that Carrie puts on his screwdrivers. I don't like that. I don't like having an extra thing on here. It's real easy to remagnetize the screwdriver when I need it, when I need to do that. And I think the magnet that I use do that with is in that closet. Yeah, so all of those screws just did that kind of a clicking thing. So now I'm just using my fingernails along here because it looks like it'll come up real easy. And yes, it does. So here's our first look. There's the battery. Looking all around. There's a fan. Oh, here's a stylus that slides out the side. So the M.2 is not visible to us right now. And I'm suspecting removing the battery will get us to it, although it could be under something around here. If somebody wants to post a link to the manual for this, because I put in the serial number and everything for this in the chat earlier. Maybe I do want the instructions, but I'm going to go ahead and now he said he took the bottom off and he could put pressure on the drive. He called it a hard drive, and he was able to get it to boot up. So maybe it's closer in here than I realize. And I'm just not seeing it yet. So I'm going to give you a close-up. Where is that M.2? There's these shield covers. There's a, under this, that's a Wi-Fi. The way we know that little label right there is a Wi-Fi is because there's the two Wi-Fi antennas connected to it. I think that's it right there. That silver piece. So this cover has adhesive on it that looks like it's going to go back on just fine. So there's a screw, and then this looks like the side that is the socket, and it's this silver here, I'm guessing is a heat sink. So what he's saying is with that cover on, he was able to have the bottom off and put pressure on this, and the computer would start up. Now this is kind of spongy there. I press on it and it goes down a little bit because this is a wrap around the M.2. I'm going to go look at chat and see what people are saying. That was a hard drive. Power cable is from 1985. IBM PC power supply to monitor cable. That power cable. IBM 1985. What power cable? What power cable are you talking about? I don't know. Sangoat, make a pigtail for it if it plugs into the same brick. Make a pigtail for it if it plugs into the same brick. I'm guessing you're talking about the laptop that's in the Netherlands. I'd rather just buy that $9 cord. Yeah, I don't know. Doug always keeps me in his top drawer. Don't let him fool you. Okay, so next piece here. Let's go take that guy out. One screw on the magnetic pad. It has not been earning. Wait a minute. That looks. That looks unusual. I'm going to go in the other room and grab another M.2. Why does that not look great? Why the heck am I wearing these stupid ear gadgets when I don't have anybody on Zoom? Come on, you did nobody see that? You know these things hurt after a while. Nobody thought to point that out. Hey, Doug, take out the ear. Why do I struggle with that? Ear thingy-mabobs. Not earwigs. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to go to the other room. I'll be back in a minute. You can't hear me when I'm over here the way you do with Carrie, not so well. Because I'm not fancy enough to have one of those wireless mics clipped onto my belt. And I don't want one, so don't send me sale prices. I don't know if you heard me yelling from the other room. Yeah, I didn't find what I want. So how about this way? This is easy enough. If I can, how quickly can I open this? There's a M.2 in here. This is one of those cases, silver something or other, that Carrie had an interview with the manufacturer, retailer, distributor, whatever it was. So I bought a couple of them. Oh, I guess some of you don't know this gadget, so I just, it comes out of here like this, and it's an M.2 that you could put into a computer. And another one that after he showed this one, he showed another one that didn't require any screws. Because this comes apart so many pieces. See, here's that little tiny piece as well to keep track of. So I guess this is right. Yeah. The ones that have the, oh, I can't even remember which way it is. Yeah, this one with the 2 notches is a Western Digital Blue 3D NAND SATA M.2. So with the 2 notches is, actually I'm not totally convinced that's true, because I read something that kind of made me think that the notches might not actually distinguish between SATA and NVMe, or I'm still saying it wrong. Some of you know how to clear that up, say that right. So this is weird. Do I actually, can I get, I guess the reason this looks so weird to me is it's inside this cover, which I'm assuming would be a heat sink purpose. It's a Lenovo branded. I'm gonna have to fix the focus on that again. Oops. Here's those screws for that case. I need camera 3 and settings. Video input, and then go to camera control, and I'm just going to slide the focus way over. And I should be able to bring this in close enough to where you can see. I'll get it stable in a minute. On the right hand side we see the capacity, 256. China, PCIe Gen 3. Yeah, so I think that means, isn't it, is the one notch means it's PCIe, and the two notches means it's SATA, and then after the PCIe it says NVMe. Oh, that's better. There's your close-up. Okay. Put the focus back. I'm going to put this back together. So that black stripe was on top. Oh, this has a little pad right there. That pad, it must be putting pressure somewhere. This is interesting. So that's going to fit right about here. And I'm thinking that little pad is supposed to put pressure. But it doesn't make sense. Why would you need that? Why would you need pressure on this? It's screwed into place. All right. Magnetized screwdriver picks up screw from magnetized pad. Magnetized screwdriver brings screw down. Something's missing. Oh no, it's not. I was thinking there needs to be some kind of a standoff, but it's built onto the motherboard. It's just really, really shallow. Okay, just a little bit snug on the screw. Oh, here's something interesting. Yeah, look at this. This is interesting. Right here, this little gold tab. All right, I'm going to change focus again. Because this is interesting. That might be enough. That gold tab right there. It's a spring. It's kind of spring-loaded. It's just a piece of metal, like a copper metal. It's kind of like a battery prong, you know, that would touch the one of the terminals on the battery. And also notice next to it is this button. That looks like some kind of a factory defaults reset button. Then look here on the bottom of this. Here's this right here. Here's the hole through the case for touching that button. And then that that copper spring that we saw would be to touch this copper plate right here, which would be creating some kind of a grounding of that whole plate there. And that whole copper plate, I'm just going to leave that focus window open on the computer. So that copper plate is over this area here. And I'm just looking to see if it makes some electrical contact somewhere. Is there any others of those copper tabs? And I do not see it. Let's see, we're at 20 viewers, 12 likes. Thank you everybody for being here. Jason's not with us, so we've been doing some other things. Right now working on this laptop that has a problem. When he turns it on, it gives a hard drive error unless he shakes it. If he shakes it, then Windows will come up and it will run as long as it did come up. And it appears to be a problem that is a manufacturing design defect, I think, because the manufacturer, when these computers were under warranty, was taking them back, replacing the motherboard, replacing the drives, the M.2 drives, and still a problem persisted. So I'm saying there's some kind of a design problem having to do probably with this connector right there where the M.2 drive connects. All right, so that's put back together. I'm going to move my USB NVMe over to here. I'm sorry, that's not an NVMe, is it? That turned out to be a SATA. Yeah, you remember that better than I did. As an NVMe, it'd be pointless to be plugging it into a USB port. So here's the computer, the battery's in place. I'm going to try starting it up without the bottom cover. Now my desk is non-conductive, but I'm a little leery of just laying it down on the desk. Well, how about no, because he said he did this. I'm going to try this. And he's absolutely not worried about the computer. He basically said if I break it, it's not going to sweat it. I want to get it back to the point of demonstrating the symptom. No, no symptom. Don't you hate it when things work the way they're supposed to? Wait, what? Did you say that? Did I say that? Looking back, ear dongles, earplugs. No, there's an earbuds, that's it. I was waiting for you to notice the earbuds, Sane Goat says. You were waiting. Ugh. Do I want to do more of that? It has never failed once for me. No, I'm about to give up on this, and maybe I'll try it again next week. Probably off camera, or maybe maybe I'll do it once in a while on camera just to see, because if I get it to fail, I don't know if it's gonna keep failing. Shut down anyway. Yep, I'm gonna put it back together. catch up with chat. Hi, here dongle Darren. Yes, what did was there something else up here I missed? Oh, there's my highlight. That's where I was at. Darren, my link not working. Your link. Darren. I'm looking for a link from Darren. Oh, Darren, you're not in, oh, gosh, Darren, let me make you a moderator. Then you can put in a link. Am I on you here? Right there. So add moderator. Very easy to give moderator status for people to post links. Now I lost my place. Oh, there's earplugs. Heat spreader for that wrap that's around the NVMe drive. Yeah, I think so. Yes, we can. I guess I waited too long to know what that was in reference to because that was 15 minutes ago. Mr. Funseeker, I thought he had someone listening from a cell phone call. No, I don't. That would be an explanation why I had the earbuds. But you just told me what that's called, and I just got a mental block. Earbuds. Maybe they stretch the enclosure when replacing the drive. The enclosure. I don't know what you're referring to by the enclosure there. It's got that foil thing wrapped around it. I don't know if I'd call it a enclosure. Zavi, after research for a Mickey Mouse, but before buying, show him. All right, let's go take a look. Yeah. Now is that different than the other one I put? I'll go ahead and add that to the cart. That's $8.99. Kind of looks like the same one that was previously pointed out. One is ABC, one is GPK. Well, that looks like a thicker cord. It might just be that we're seeing it closer. European French, C5 Cloverleaf Mickey Mouse power supply for laptop. Why do they call it Mickey Mouse? Two-prong. Oh, it's the ears. I'm sorry. That's because it's got the shape, the Mickey Mouse ears shape. This one is not Mickey Mouse ears. Okay, perfect. Wonderful. Now I've got both of them to show. Awesome. Thank you so much, everybody that worked on that. Are you still with us? You should put that M.2 in your description. Meaning the M.2 that's in this computer, put the details of it in this description. Well, we can use the DVR to go back to pull out the details, but I'm not asking any question about it. I don't know why I would put it in the description. Ken's about to leave. I need to harvest some tomatoes and bell peppers. Be right back. Okay. Gary, maybe shacking it causes it to push the reset switch. Shaking it causes it to push the reset switch. Oh. All right. Well, that's real interesting. If that's a reset switch that will reset BIOS to manufacturer defaults, then that would imply when the computer's booting up and it fails, it's actually because BIOS settings have been changed somehow. Maybe a Windows update, and that shaking it causes that reset switch somehow to depress, and that returns to manufacturer defaults, then it will start. That's as reasonable theory as anything is anything you might come up with. I would love for that to be the explanation. Here we got from Gary, is this have to do with, I think this is going to have to do with the power, because I think I saw something in power. The URL up here says youtube.com/redirect event live chat redirect token. So this is sending information to that website that you're taking us to, and it doesn't seem to be happy about it. So I'm going to try right click, copy link address, go to a new tab, paste the address, and is it still, yeah, it's still a redirect. So when you paste a link in chat, it's not actually pasting what you intended to paste. YouTube is adding more stuff to it. I didn't know that. Kind of makes sense though. Have you ever seen Doug, you have never seen a Mickey Mouse fix people do. Oh yeah. I've seen Mickey Mouse fixes, and I have done Mickey Mouse fixes. A Mickey Mouse fix is even worse than a Band-Aid one. I'm kind of tempted to show you a Mickey Mouse fix that I did with my garage door, because I have pictures. Where was I at with this? I was ready to give up on this, really. That's where I was at. I wanted to put it back together. That's what it's going to do. Turning this back around. So judging by the marks that I see, it looks like I'm not supposed to cover this little pad that I pointed out. And I can tell that because there's cutout holes, a hole in this template right there that goes over a screw hole. And there's cutouts over here to fit around those screws. The original adhesive on this device was enough to hold it in place. Let's see. So there's the cutouts for those screw holes. And this cutout here. And then that pad right there. Still present. I checked my parts to be sure there's nothing that I forgot to put on. Those parts are all from my USB drive. Look around here. Be sure there's nothing that I've disconnected that I need to reconnect. And then I take a look at the tabs, the snap tabs, so that I have an idea of how it goes on. So I'm putting the front lip in first, and I can feel when I've got the tabs in the right position. And push all down around the perimeter. I want those tabs all snapped in place before I tighten up the screws. And before we tighten up the screws, let's see if we can get it to foul up. Still on battery power. Doggone, it's still working. When he demonstrated it for me in his office, I just felt so confident. He moved it from his house. He's had it in his car. So the thing is, for weeks. So the thing has been jostled about. So bringing it here couldn't possibly have caused it more jostling. What you gonna do? It's not broken. Now, I always looking forward to that. Horse and a Band-Aid one calls it Jerry Riggins. Zango lives next to Planet Cryos as well. Planet Cryos is the one that does all those edits on Carrie's videos, I'm assuming for free, which is a wonderful thing for him to do. Thank you to Planet Cryos for doing that. Blackwatch La La Land, Sango, Cryos lives in my state, New York, I thought. Jim, this is like taking your car to the mechanic. Oh, yeah, it is. All right, I'm ready to hang this up. Wait, we're almost 3 hours? No way. I got a bunch of stuff on my list to do today for my clients. I was not supposed to. And also when I first started with Jason, my Sundays are limited to 1 hour because I have another obligation at 11 o'clock that I've got to be freed up by 11 o'clock. That keeps me through till 2 or 3 o'clock, but that isn't happening today. So I had more time available today. And Zvi Matter says you can push the power button. Absolutely. Somehow I'm in the I know I can use the power button. I'm just so much in the habit of doing it from clicking, and that's just silly old habit. No defense for it whatsoever. Jim, I just got back from lunch, so 3 hours. I like your lunch breaks, Jim. 3 hour long lunch. You weren't out for lunch for 3 hours. You were with us for a while before you went. I know that. Darren says yes, I guess in response to my realization that we've been on 3 hours. Mr. Funseeker, time flies when you're having fun. Yeah, it does. Blackwatch, bye, baby. By 14 up, 0 down. So I'm saying, you're saying 14 likes. I see 13 on this screen, but they're never accurate. I'm seeing 20 concurrent views. We're saying goodbye now. So last comments. Say goodbye to each other. Say goodbye, Gracie. And what do I know is next? Just Tech Tales. Kind of. There's does anybody know what's special about to happen with Tech Tales? You're gonna not have long to respond to this. Does anybody know what's happening special soon for Tech Tales? Have you realized it? What is coming up for Tech Tales? I'm looking for something here that has to do with Tech Tales. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, I bet it's hiding under here. There it is. So I'm looking up at chat to see if anybody's told me what's coming up with Tech Tales. People saying no. Like Blackwatch has got it 100. I've got these notes. When I'm doing this, I have to I do the end card so that the videos you can select on from the end, and I don't want to recreate that every time. So what I do is I copy it from an older edition of Tech Tales. So I keep that handwritten, and I'm just about out of space on the bottom there. Here's TT98 from 78. So it means I copied from TechTales 78 for the end card. I only have room for 2 more. I guess that's the end of TechTales. I only have room on the paper for 2 more of them. Blackwatch says 109. Yeah, TechTales is coming up to edition 100. And I think there's going to be something unusual about that edition. Not saying anything about it right now. I did. Oh, somebody did it. Somebody did it. We're on here already. Where somebody did it. Jim said goodbye, Gracie. Yeah, I know. Several of you know that reference. Is there anything else here? Uptime. Bye, Greasy Allen. Yeah, he gave the specifics what that. Good night, Gracie. I should have said good night, Gracie, not goodbye, Gracie, right? It's good night, Gracie, not goodbye, Gracie. Goodbye, no, bye all, question marks. Yeah. So, that's it. Thanks for being with us, with me, hanging out. And Gary says it's George Burns. Yeah, it's the George Burns, Gracie Allen show. Have a great rest of the Sunday, and so Tech Tales are coming up. I don't have any other live streams until next weekend, and that's a little on the fence. I might not be available for it, not sure. Mr. Fun Seeker saying goodbye. That's it. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you for being here. See you later. What's all that sign-off? Goodbye.